So temperature out in the sun, probably about close to 100. Excuse the big old people glasses, but I need some shade my eyes when I'm up there with the white roof and the white that I'm putting on. I get down off of there, I go into the house, I can't see shit. I got a few extra things out here because I'm going to be moving on to the painting aspect of this. It's like 92, 95 in the shade, so up there it's going to be hotter. I can't talk enough about hydrating, how important it is. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be sitting out in the heat, in the shade of course, so I don't make it totally miserable, and I'm going to begin drinking some water. The more water the better, and that's the way we used to acclimate out in the desert. You sit there in the heat and you drink some kind of water, something to acclimate yourself. That was before there was such a thing as Gatorade. Bringing out the big guns today. I mean, I had a regular ladder to go up on the roof, but this guy is going to be for getting up just to the edge. See what you got here? We have a tile roof up there, but then this room, which is basically a screened-in porch on steroids, we got to go all the way around the edge there and go all the way down this end and around the other side, and then do all the seams that you saw earlier. And for that, I've got that ladder. I have one of these big ass rollers. Actually, I have several of these. I think I bought 4 of them all together because I'm going to be using different stuff up there. And I got one of these throwaway brushes. I'm going to use that in the bucket here because when I get up next to the house, between the house and the roof, I want to really lay it on thick. Luckily, this stuff has 2-hour drying time. Oh, I do have a nice little roll pull, like the pink end. Anyway, this is the stuff that I used before, Lanco White Seal, and I am going to use that to do the seams and the perimeter. And if I can, I'm going to do the seams again. And after having 2 coats on there, stuff's supposed to take 2 hours to dry. I'm thinking it'll dry faster in this heat. But once I have the 2 coats on there of that, then I start with the other stuff. That's the Stay Cool. That's the stuff that's like the next generation of this. But now it's to drink some water. Love you guys. I want to give a shout out to Scott. Of course, it says it's got an American flag, but maybe that thing was printed in China, so you never know. But at this rate, these things are great. You get 200 towels. But I'm telling you, man, I used to use this when I was doing woodworking, like staining and all that stuff, and there were times when I was like, are you kidding? There's still more in here? Now, the really cool thing about this, you save the top, you actually have a ruler that's in metric and one that's in inches. You have conversions, which is kind of nice. And you also have a diameter guide for screws, threaded rod, that kind of thing, which is kind of sweet. I don't think there's anything else on here. But, like I said, these guys just seem to last forever. I bought one of these, and I swear it lasted me almost 7 months. It just seemed like every time I pull one out, it's like, you gotta be kidding me, there's another one. It's magic, I tell you. Scott's is a voodoo company. No, probably not. So I know I was going to use that kind of high step ladder to get up there to paint the perimeter. But what I did is I took that ladder, put it right next to the roof, and I got up, and it was going to be kind of tough. And that was on the cement. On the dirt, it's all going to sink in. So what I'm going to do, I do have this guy. I can lower him down if need be, or just take him right over and just go right around. I think I'm going to start on this edge and go down this perimeter first, simply because that's usually the side that I start on. So when I go back up there, I want to make sure that that's like totally dry because I want to try to get as much as I can done. There are a few clouds in the sky, but they say it's about 30% chance of rain, which down here, who knows. I have literally been here at a place where it's raining on your side of the street and it's not raining on the other side of the street. I was in a building once. I was sitting there eating, and I'm looking out the window and I see it raining, like pretty good, but it looks sunny. I go out the other door, which is the exit, to go out and have a cigarette. No rain. Humid, no rain. So it literally was raining on half of the building I was in. That's how storms can be in Florida. This roller is really thick, and you want that because you want to be able to sop up as much of that stuff as you can to put it on the roof. But that's going to be in a few minutes. I have to still drink more water. Speaking of water, this was that half gallon. It was filled with ice. There's like a little bit of a ice cube inside there, but it's mostly water now. And that is after being in the shade outside in Florida for about maybe 20 minutes. Amazing. Okay, so survival gear. I know it looks silly. The hat. It really doesn't give you a cooling effect, but it is shade, so that does count for something. I have this guy here tied loosely, and it's soaking wet with cold water out of that jug. Then I have my my cigarette. No, I have my Camelback. This guy right here. I forgot this camera doesn't zoom in close. No macro. This here, you just bite down. Draw just like you would on a straw. Little heads up on these. If you have super cold water in the back because you filled the thing up with a whole bunch of ice and put water in, that's a great way to do it. But you have to remember, this tube has been sitting out in the sun for a while. So when you get that puppy up expecting that cold water, the first 2 hits are going to be tepid at best. And then all of a sudden it's going to get cold. You get that shock and it'll feel good. Oh yeah, I have the shades on too. These are the senior citizen sunglasses, which would be a great band name. Senior citizen sunglasses. Ladies and gentlemen, right here on our stage tonight, after a rousing tour in South America, the senior citizen sunglasses. Oh shit, was that out loud? Alright, I got some roof work to do. Okay, what I've been doing, I've been getting along the roof line pretty thick with this white seal. And at any of those places that I had scraped and put the black rubber sealer on, I'm getting those, like a first coat of this down here. There's some over here. I got a ways to go. After that, I can start on the seams. The weather seems to be holding out. I don't know. We'll see. I will show you what I have here. I rolled along that edge as far as I could go with the extended pole, and I have to get the rest from down there with the ladder. Did the same thing in every one of these, all the way down to the other end. I got all those messed up spots, which already have the black rubberized stuff in them, but I put a very thick coat of this on there too. I also went down the whole line. I'll probably do that again with the other stuff. You will notice this glaring spot that's open. Why didn't I do that? Oh, that's right. I don't want this shit on my knees. Alright. Time to get that down and finish that last spot. The weather is holding out. I believe the weather is holding out. Definitely don't want lightning up here, but wouldn't want heavy rain either because that could mess this stuff up. Although Some of the stuff is already almost dry. Breeze, sun, anything, it'll dry it out. Alright, more later. The original stuff, that white seal stuff I had, it didn't go as far as I thought. I have the whole seam along where this roof joins the house. That's done pretty thick. I brushed it on and then I rolled more on. And then I rolled the sides and the seams probably more than halfway. I have to move a ladder around and get the rest of it. However, I'm moving to stay cool now. This is the stuff that cost $4 more than the other, but this is supposed to be much better. So I'm going to finish off doing the seams with this, let that cure for a day, and then depending on the weather, I will use the rest of that to stay cool to try to get 2 coats on the top of if I can get 3 coats, cool. If I can get 2, that's fine too, because last time I did 1 coat, it was a real thick coat, especially on the seams. This time it's totally different. Alright, time to pour some of that into that other bucket. Oh, nice. Right on the edge of it. I got all this stuff done. Well, hopefully most of it doesn't wash off. Damn you, Mother Nature. Well, I thought I would get off the aluminum ladder because this stuff is rolling in, and as most of you know, much of the lightning that strikes does not strike right under the clouds. It's like a few miles away from it, so I don't want to have the nickname of Sparky. Yeah. My big fear is all that stuff's gonna wash off. I hope it doesn't rain much here. But I'll be able to tell right off if I see a lot of white stuff coming out of the gutters. Yep. Well, day 2 of the actual paint part of the paint job. I got up there, got everything between the house. You can see where that roof meets the house. And I got about 2/3 of the way out on all the seams. And I got one whole side. Actually, no, I have one whole side done, and it was coming down this edge. And then all of a sudden, this weather started. And I mean, it's sprinkling a little bit. It's not real bad yet. It could get worse. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't want all that stuff to wash out. But I guess I'll find out. If I see it coming out of the gutters, time to go again. Stuff only takes 2 hours to dry, so we'll see what happens. I think I should be good. Yep, I saw my first strike of lightning. About 6 seconds later, I heard the boomer off the aluminum ladder, off the roof, and hoping that the rain that's coming down right now dwindles down to nothing. That would be nice. Yeah, so that stuff has a 2-hour dry time. Some of it, I think, it had been up there for about an hour and a half, close to 2 hours before it started raining like this. And my big concern that I had was that it was going to wash some of it off. Well, there it is. Kind of sucks. But, you know what? This is a hurricane season, man. Rain comes out of nowhere sometimes, so I gotta be ready for this kind of shit. Damn. Oh well, I guess I can make a video on the subject. I love you guys.